Salam alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. I am Jim Laney, chair of the Middle States visiting team to Ghars Bilingual School. The other members of the team and I are pleased to share this report with you on Thursday, October 29, 2020. We ended our virtual visit feeling that we have had a full and rich experience with your school. We appreciate the warm virtual welcome we have received from staff, students, and parents, and the honesty with which all of you have shared your deepest concerns and greatest hopes for your school. This oral report is a brief summary of our findings and a recommendation that will be forwarded to the Middle States Association. Our written report must be reviewed by the MSA's commission before any accreditation status can be approved. After this visit, the written report will be shared with the school to review it for factual accuracy, and then it will be forwarded to the MSA. You will have the opportunity to ask questions about our findings after you have received and reviewed the written report. To start, I want to recognize and thank publicly the other members of our team for their service to you and the Middle States Association. Hiam Aboud, Ajoa Apia Boteng, and Jason Davis. This was an outstanding team of educators working with you from Abu Dhabi, Beirut, Madrid, and Washington, D.C. We are all volunteers who have given our own professional and personal time to provide this service to your school. The team members were strangers to each other before they came together on Zoom last week. They worked hard day and night to conduct as thorough an evaluation of your school as is possible. It is a tribute to their professionalism and expertise that they were able to come together as a virtual team so quickly and to produce such fine work in service to your school. I'm sure you will join me in thanking them for their service. It's important that you know that accreditation is a voluntary activity. We are here because you invited us. You asked us to study the work that you are doing and your plans for the future. So, we came here with several purposes. First, we were charged with ensuring that Ghars Bilingual School meets the Middle States standards for accreditation. In addition to meeting the standards, the protocol chosen, Designing Our Future, requires that you have a system of continuous planning for school improvement. It also requires that you develop goals for improving areas of student performance and that you create action plans to achieve those goals. In addition, your school was asked to develop one or more organizational capacity objectives. After the team leaves, the expectation is that you will faithfully implement your improvement plan in the coming years and make a good faith effort to achieve the goals you set. We came as your critical friends. We came with discerning eyes and listening ears as professional friends and colleagues. What we have to say here in our report is offered in the spirit of our desire to leave you in a better position to achieve your goals than before we arrived. A real highlight in this visit for us was the strength of the relationships evidenced in the school community, student to student, teacher to student, parents to teachers, and young to old. There is a strong feeling of belonging, which suggests a vibrant culture of collaboration, caring, and trust. Many schools talk about being a community of learners. We think you can be proud that Ghars Bilingual School is an exemplar of such a community. We found caring, committed teachers at every online meeting we held and in every online classroom we visited. We heard from your students that a strength of your school is the level of concern the teachers and the administrators have for them. They told us their teachers are always willing and available to help them. We heard similar stories from parents. We also heard from teachers who value and respect their colleagues and administrators, and who enjoy being a part of the Ghars community. Because of these relationships, you are growing young people who are not only gaining academic skills, but who are developing the character and values that your community cherishes. We commend you. Our responsibility as your visiting team is to determine the school's readiness to be named as an accredited school based on 12 Middle States standards. In that process, we analyze each of these standards, review your evidence, and determine the areas of strength and areas of need. We have not taken that responsibility lightly. I would like to start sharing our findings by highlighting 3 areas where we recognize the school exceeds aspects of the MSA standard. In the mission standard, number 1, the school has gained broad community buy-in for the mission, values, and profile statements. We learned in so many conversations during our visit that this community knows and fully supports the school's aims. The administration is to be commended for the way your mission and values are communicated and reinforced in so many ways every day in the life of the school. The second standard I want to highlight is the educational program standard. The school is to be commended for developing and staffing an educational program which is clearly aligned with its school's mission and embraces learning and your religious values. And third, in the facility standard, the school has been able to establish facilities which are safe, clean, and well-maintained. The colorful, inviting physical environment supports the delivery of the educational program. We also want to congratulate you for the degree to which your objective to grow the school and build additional facilities has gained support among the entire school community. Every stakeholder group with whom we spoke understood the need to develop your current facilities and build new ones in order to improve your already good programs and to expand your programs with more electives and opportunities in the future. When we visited your school, we assumed that you not only wanted to hear from us about the strengths of your school, but also about areas for growth and improvement. Therefore, we listened closely to the groups we met with to identify the challenges your school faces in achieving its mission. Most of these areas and challenges will not come as surprises to you. Ghars is a young and growing school, and as such, much remains to be done. So, in making an effort to support the school in its growth and development, we have focused on the areas we believe need attention and can make a real difference in the quality of the school's programs. 4 key areas requiring attention include: in governance and leadership, a recommendation for written performance evaluation systems for the school director and other administrators based on annual agreed upon objectives and goals. In the school organization and staff standard, we believe it is important that a longer-term professional development plan for staff is formulated that can support your student learning objectives in a more coherent and research-based manner. You have strong and supportive coordinators and administrators, and long-term planning will ensure that everyone will continue to grow in areas that support the student learning that you want to see. In the educational program standard, developing more elective choices for science, technology, arts, engineering, mathematics, and world languages, and others, does not need to wait for your new building project. Your secondary students want and deserve more options for learning based on their interests and strengths. Some of that is being done in activities outside the classroom now, but you need to begin bringing more of these subjects into your curriculum and classrooms during the school day as a part of a full and robust educational program. You have a strong academic foundation, and as your school enrollment grows in the coming years, your educational program should broaden and become more comprehensive. In assessment, we believe it is critical for the school to develop broad assessment policies and procedures, as well as reviewing, analyzing, and using internal and external student learning data. This should include a focus on training and supporting teachers. Developing teacher capacity for broader, more authentic assessment should be a key component of your longer-term professional development planning. After reviewing your accomplishments against the 12 MSA standards, the second factor we considered in making our accreditation recommendation is whether the Ghars bilingual school has appropriate curricula, instructional practices, and assessment schemes in several of its learning areas, such as math, English, science, Arabic, Islamic education, the arts, etc. We commend the school's teachers and the director for all the effort and intelligence that was put into your curriculum guides and unit lesson plans. The caution we have to offer is not to let your satisfaction with the status of your curriculum planning and documentation lead to complacency. You should aim to use your curriculum and lesson plans faithfully as working documents, making them better every year. Assessment for learning rather than assessment of learning is critical. More feedback, less judgment for your students. We encourage you to base more of your assessment on learning products, such as student portfolios, writing assessments, lab reports, project-based learning, and other authentic tools as feedback to learners in your own cycle of continuous improvement as a school. The third area to be considered in making our recommendation to the MSA regarding accreditation is the area of planning for growth and improvement. We reviewed your 3 goals for improving areas of student performance and the action plans to achieve these goals, with the goal of growth as well. We heard universal agreement from teachers, parents, and students that your focus on English and reading and on mathematics is appropriate and supported by all. We believe there is support, expertise, and motivation to continue developing student learning in these areas, and that you have plans that are aligned with your goals. So let me move to the ultimate recommendation we will make to the Accreditation Commission. As I stated earlier, part of the decision regarding whether to recommend accreditation of Ghars is based on whether you meet the 12 standards for accreditation. These standards address every aspect of the programs, services, and resources you provide for your students. They also address the school's capacity to provide an appropriate education based on the standards and expectations of your community. Our visiting team has concluded that Ghars Bilingual School meets all 12 of the standards for accreditation. The second factor we must consider in making our accreditation recommendation is whether Ghars meets the planning requirements of the protocol chosen, Designing Our Future. You must be committed to ensuring a common vision for your school across the community, in developing the means to get closer to that vision, and in designing and implementing action plans to achieve that vision. This is not to be an exercise for the teachers or administrators only. You must commit to plan strategically with a specific emphasis on improving student performance in the areas you identified to be priorities for your students. This includes a commitment to establishing a stronger culture of accountability for your students' performance. With regard to these requirements, we found that Ghars Bilingual School has a school improvement plan focused on improving student performance and action plans to achieve the objectives. We also found universal agreement regarding the areas of student performance on which your objectives focus. These are some of the major themes and findings that will be included in our written report. We offer them to you in the spirit of being your critical friends and with the desire that they will help you as you work toward achieving your mission. And now we get to the part you have all been waiting for. The visiting team will recommend to the Middle States Commission that Ghars Bilingual School be accredited for 7 years. As we say our goodbyes, the members of the visiting team wish to thank all of you for sharing your school with us, for sharing with us your hopes, your dreams, and your concerns. Our virtual experience has been a rich and rewarding one. We're all sorry we could not be with you physically on campus, and all of us hope we can visit your school someday. Many thanks especially go to Dr. Mansour Ibrahimi and your internal coordinators for their hard work in preparing your school for our visit, and for organizing all the materials for us, and for being so accommodating and responsive to our questions. We leave you with this thought. We are convinced that the good people of your community care deeply about and seek the best for your children. We are also convinced that when men and women of goodwill come together for the sake of their children, mountains can be crossed, rivers can be bridged, and obstacles can be overcome. The people in the Ghars Bilingual School community have confirmed this belief for us. You have a good school. Our challenge to you now is to make it into a great school in the coming years. We wish you all success in all your plans and in the work ahead. Thank you and goodbye.